Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classic. That's known classic. This episode number 28. 14. Doubleshot number 2708. Yeah. So, basically, I almost forgot that I was going to do this Comic Corner, so here we go. We are wrapping up 2 John Osdrander books. But first one is going to be Hawkworld. That's the first one. We're here discussing issues 17 through 32, which is the final 6 issues of the book, along with angles 2 and 3. Now, Graham Nolan sadly leaves after issue 25, but Timothy Truman does come back for the final few issues of the book. So, the opening issue is simply... Oh, I thought they were in Chicago. I thought they were in Midway City. No, they're in Chicago, apparently. Yeah, so Hawk and Hawkworld basically hang out in Chicago for all these issues. There's some stuff happening here. There's some confusing stuff happening a little bit. I'll talk about it. And they basically have... Oh, we have to have this robot up here in the book. Yep, and then, of course, Hawkman shot at. And then we have some weird bit of storytelling here. Yes. Yeah, basically it's all about this robot who appears here. Yeah, and then we have where... Looks like Shire is thinking of this other guy. Yep. Or people just hang out. There's not really a lot happening, but I love the artwork here. Alien spacecraft takes out, I think it's Hawkman taking his spaceship, taking out, thinking. Of course, we continue on to issue number 19 here. Yeah, basically you could say 17 to maybe 20 is a quick 4-part involving the robot. Yes. Yeah. The story does get wrapped up, and then we have the next 5 issues, which are Graham Nolan's final issues he does with the book, called Escape from Thanagar. That's what happens right after issue 20. We still got some more really cool stuff here with this one, with issue 20. And the other reason it's called Escape from Thanagar because basically, my guess is because John Osdrander wants to have it where 1 year after this issue comes out, we have the launch of the Hawkman title. That's probably what he wants to. He probably wants to get away from the Hawkworld title. So in these issues, we have at one point in these issues where looks like Carter is, I think it's Katar sacking Shira. Though this turns out to be an imposter, Feather All. Basically, in the way, these 5 issues have it where Hawkman and Hawkwoman break off from Hawkworld. Well, Thanagar. That's basically what happens here. Plus, you gotta love these covers here. Graham Nolan does a great job with these covers. It's like, yeah. But either that this is probably John Osdrander wanted to move away from Hawkworld, maybe just do Hawkman stuff. That or the fact that probably he probably felt this was time to move away from Hawkworld because he probably done enough of Hawkworld stuff. And we have the opening issue is this. We have a common scene I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot several times where the JSA is called before the House Un-American Committee, where they request to have the JSA members here masked to take out the mask, tell them who the heck they are, and the chairman at the time, Hawkman, says, "Nope, we're not doing that. Bye-bye," and then disband afterwards. And all because, apparently, because of the Red Scare. That was simply the reason for it. And basically, throughout these issues, Hawkman is basically fighting his own people. He also meets up, he's nothing like he meets up with Shira's grandmother. The original Shira Thal's mother. Yep. That's kind of in a way what happens. That's issue 21. Also in these issues, basically issue 22, you have it where where it looks like a version of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. They're working with police, and of course we have Martian Manhunter show up. Yes, Martian Manhunter. We have some evil planning here. And of course, Phil comes with a new partner until it basically becomes a bad guy, tries to murder her, which then causes her to go seek help with the Justice League America. Yeah, and of course, Wing's being torched because the partnership with Katar has been canceled. Yep. Yeah, and he goes frickin' nuts as Hawkman. Yeah, he goes nuts. And then Waller, yes, Amanda Waller, who basically has Hawkman helps out Hawkgirl. So it's like, yeah, fill it out as your new partner, and then he tries to murder you the very next issue. We also have with the Shadow Lords here, and of course, Shira does reunite with get basically explanation how they get there. And the big thing is they break off, and of course they have the wrath of and it's a shame that this series is not in trade. Like, it is baffling to me. This really good comic book. Like, I'm loving every single issue of this. I mean, this is John Ostrander writing these issues with Graham Nolan, amazing artist, and no trade. Why? It is baffling to me that they do this for this series. Like, put the first miniseries in trade, and that's awesome. Yep. Yeah, then the final chapter Sally put is Graham Nolan's last issue he does for the book. I'm not sure why he leaves for. They have Hawkman meet up with Shira's grandfather, gets to steal a spaceship, so he can go to Earth so he can cut off all ties with Thanagar. Excuse me. Yeah, then basically in 25 is a response to them breaking out Thanagar. The outfits they wore from Timothy Trooper, they stop wearing those, and they wear these outfits here, and they wear those for the remainder of the series. Yeah, Graham Nolan, like I mentioned, he would leave with issue number, I thought it was 25. No, it was actually 26 would be his last issue. I love the title of this issue, Shadow War, which is basically Kator Hall's first encounter with a Shadow Thief in this issue. Yeah, and it's basically a prelude, the final flight, which takes it the last 6 issues of this series. Yes, still amazing art by Graham Nolan. Yes, I can gush all day basically how awesome Graham Nolan is because it's so good. And of course that Shaman Theaters that robot back from earlier on. Oh yeah, and by the way, they seek political asylum, which they are denied because the fact they're accused of being criminals. Oh, and the artist takes over the last 2 issues. Now, the first 3, 27, 29, is basically done by John Derusma. And then the final 3 issues of this book are drawn by the guy who started all this, Timothy Truman. Yes, he draws the last 3 issues of this book, and it's mostly put them, like, in these final issues they do with the meeting the halls the first time, the fact that Carter, basically Kate tells Carter that he killed his father because at the time he was thought to be a fugitive from law. He had to kill him. And basically it was the first encounter they had them since number 1, which was awesome. And they basically request political asylum. They are denied because of accusations of being criminals, so they go to this netherworld stuff. And this leads to some final issues, basically. And then we have Hawkman fall off a roof. And then that leads into the relaunch of Hawkworld as Hawkman. Well, since I'm basically talking about these last 6 issues here, that's summarizing the last 6 issues for you. Final thoughts on John Osdrander's run this book and, excuse me, the Hawkworld series. Really good. Like I said, it's a shame there's no trade for this stuff. I think maybe there was I think I did see a trade for Hawkworld Volume 1, but this book, no, there isn't. No explained reason for this. There's not bad. Oh wait, before I continue the final thoughts, there's one more thing I want to talk about before I move on, because I keep forgetting to talk about this stuff at times for some reason. Now, unlike Anne number 1, which was part of the title, Anne number 2 dealt with the robot from the opening issues. Yeah, it's basically John Osdrander and Gary Kowalski. It's not much here. Of course, Batman's in the issue, obviously. It's basically what they're up to during the whole Armageddon 2001 stuff. But the final annual is it Blood Ties? The answer is no. The final annual for Hawkworld is... It's Eclipso. Yep. Basically, the big thing with this one, you have Luke McDonald doing the artwork for this one, which is amazing. It's nice that John Osdrander got his artist from Suicide Squad to this annual. I mean, why not? So it's basically what they're up to, all the Eclipso stuff. The biggest thing about this book is that Shira Thal gets possessed by Eclipso. And, like, a few other people, but just an amazing book. Now, does Hawkman himself get possessed? Sadly, no. There's one or demon possessed in this annual, but that's it. But to get my final thoughts on this book is that you have 32 good issues of awesomeness here. Especially Graham Nolan do the first 25. You have this guy, John Arcina, doing the artwork for issues 27, 29. And the last 3 issues by Timothy Truman, who actually co-wrote the first 9 issues of this run. Anyway, for Hawkworld. And that's it. Just a damn good book, and thoroughly enjoy it. Now, before I move on to Hawkman Volume 3, I'm going to do one book before that. I'm going to do, basically, the plan is, because I have 2 volumes left to go for Hawkman, and of course doing Hawkgirl, here's what's happening. Well, this one finished up here. Next one to replace this one is going to be Manhunter Volume 1. It's also by John Osdrander. I figured, though, why the heck not? I love this book anyways. And then I work on Volume 3 of this book. I'll work on Hawkman Volume 3, which is the longest Hawkman book to date. Excuse me. And then I'll do short-lived Manhunter Volume 2. And then I'll do Volume 3, starting issue 24 times 27, up until when it gets on to Hawkgirl. And I'll place that with Manhunter and Manhunter Volume 3. And I think that what I'll do next after that, it will be Captain Atom. Yep. Alrighty. Next up we have is Martian Manhunter issues number 23 to 36. The last 14 issues of the series. Well, of this volume ways. And I'm going to reveal the reason why this book ended. And it's so silly. So, we continue Revelation story arc here for issue number 23. Where we have Martian Manhunter do a team up with the Spectre. Which, given the fact this is 2000, it's Hal Jordan Spectre. Yep, that's the biggest thing. With, of course, Tom, I think it's still Tom entering the artwork. Yes, it is. My guess is because he had just wrote Spectre for this. And he was probably one of the first people, he probably wrote this just before the start of the very short-lived Spectre Volume 4. And then for Revelations issue 3, for issue 24 of Martian Volume 2, it's him basically having a guest appearance. Now, this is a funny issue. Oh my gosh. It's Doug Mankey doing the artwork here with this one. It is basically all about something that was hinted at in the main JLI book. Where, get this. You see, Martian Manhunter loves Oreo cookies. Yeah, Eddie goes frickin' nuts on the JLI for stealing his cookies. The JLI members are Fire, Ice, Booster Gold, Blue Takeover Blue Beetle, and Guy Gardner. And he's like, who took my cookies? And then, of course, basically, Max Ward basically just has him. Yeah, he's a cocoa junkie. And of course, he tries to give it up, and he's like, can I have a cookie? It's an absolute funny issue. Yes, it is absolutely hilarious. Then for issue number 25, which is basically called Renegade of Mars. Yeah, it's basically just him going to Egypt for an issue and dealing with some Manhunter stuff here. Yeah, Tom Mandrake is back on the book here after taking issue off. Then we go to 26, where it's like the whole Renegades of Mars thing. It started at issue 25. I think it wraps up with issue number 27, I think it is. Yes. And it's like dealing with some Egyptian connection to Mars, which it's an interesting story for what it is. And then we have it where in issue 28, he teams up with Etrick and the Demon. Like, it seems like, Nick, you keep having characters run into Etrick and for Superman, now Martian. It's like, why don't you just review the Etrick and Demon title? That might be a good idea to do. Like, I technically reviewed the first volume already, so why not review the other volumes of the series? Yeah, why not? And then issue number 29. It's a three-parter called Altered Egos. Starts issue 29, wraps up issue 31. Excuse me. It's John Jones made people up for 3 issues, which is pretty good in my book. And then for issue number 32, it's called Bloodworms of Mars. We have it's basically a murder mystery, this one. And then for 33, basically 33 and 36 is a day in John Jones' life. Basically, Tom Mandrake has left the series. We have Eduardo Burrito on the artwork for these last few issues. It's basically what John Jones' life on Mars was before he got transported back in his day appearance. That's literally what these last few issues are. It's a great set of issues. And that's sadly put at the end of the book. Sadly, with this flashback to John Jones' life. Why did the book end? Because John Osdrander heard a rumor that Martian is going to be killed off in our worlds at war. That's why it ended. Not because of low sales, because he heard a rumor. Which turned out not to be true, because he didn't die in that story. He died several years later. So it's almost like, why would you end a really good series like this for? Yeah, but I love the Martian book by John Osdrander. I kind of wish they would do more trades this one, because they only did 2. And only collect the first 17 out of 36 issues. And didn't collect the annuals. Like, the first annual is not even in trade. Second annual is. But yeah, this is pretty much it, particular view. Yeah, by the way, I give Hawkworld, issue 17 to 32 and the 2 annuals, a 10 out of 10. Martian Manhunter, issues 23 to 36, also got a 10 out of 10 as well. So, now, the next thing I review of Martian Manhunter will be American Secrets, a 3-issue miniseries, and then after that, the only other review of Martian Manhunter is just Volume 4, and that's it for him. No, seriously, that is it. That's all that's left. It's just that one miniseries and this brief ongoing from the New 52, and that's it. That's all of the review for him. Once I do those two things, then I'm going to replace him with Wonder Woman, starting with Volume 2 of the book, which very smart to do, by the way. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and tune to the like button. And yes, this is the last one for now. To my one later. I almost forgot about this one, but now I got this one done. Okay, next video. Bye.